Hello, Rachel, and I hope you're smiling and blooming and feeling happy and creative this morning. Um, Thanks for what you wrote last night, and sadly, I won't deny it, but I have given you to Evie, and I hope that you and she will be happy, and I hope that you can communicate with her, tell her that we all miss her. I'll try to keep doing that myself, but I'm just going to give her a little bit of space while she copes with whatever she has to go through. But you two are old friends, I know, and I'm sure you will get through to her and give her a lot of comfort, as you do to so many of us. I'm going to read something quickly for you this morning. It's not going to be more Bart, I think. I don't know, 3 short passages are probably more than any human being can take in a week. I don't know enough about you to choose anything more specific. So, should we have? I'm just going to have a look through various bundles of stuff that's littering the table. This, I suppose, might be of tangential relevance to somebody working with books. And because I've been feeling vaguely theatrical this week. Come on, that's it. This will be a little reading from a book called Grandeur and Illusion, French Literature and Society, 1600 to 1715, by a reasonably well-renowned literary critic called Antoine Adam, A-D-A-M. And obviously the time of Louis XIV was a marvellous time for all sections of French art, especially the written arts. And let's have a read of what he has to say about theatre. Of all the literary forms of the 17th century, it was the theatre that provided the surest path to glory. The novel was considered to be an inferior genre that barely counted as part of the humanities. Lyricism appealed only to a very small circle, and did not reach the general public at all. On the other hand, a tragedy or a comedy, if successful, was enough to make an author famous. During the first 25 years of the century, The first 25 years of the century, the audience that flocked to the Hôtel de Bourgogne was apparently mainly popular. The scholarly research of Professor John Lough has in recent years been directed to rebutting this traditional view. But contemporary evidence really seems to be too strong to be left unconsidered. Of course, the young gentlemen of the court did frequent the boxes, and they were accompanied by women who might have belonged to respectable society. but the tone was set by the audience down below in the pit, which was largely made up of clerks of the courts, page boys, and lackeys. There were even pauvres artisans among them, who, according to an account of the end of the 16th century, liked to meet in the pit well below the start of the performance, to play cards and throw dice, to amuse themselves through des vies impudiques, and often to quarrel. Although women ventured into the boxes, and even there only when wearing masks, none would have dared to go into the pit. The situation changed around 1630, and there is ample evidence for this. We are told that in 1634, les femmes les plus sages et modestes had only one desire: to go to the Hôtel de Bourgogne. In 1636, Mère, no idea who he was, Mère was happy to see that les plus honnêtes femmes fréquentent maintenant l'Hôtel de Bourgogne avec aussi peu de scrupules qu'elles feraient celui de Luxembourg. We are told that, at the time also, the bourgeoisie and the honnêtes gens were to be seen in large numbers in the pit. In 1657, Abbé d'Aubignac reminded his readers that 50 years earlier, an honest woman could not have dared set foot in the Hôtel de Bourgogne, with the implication that such scruples had long been lost in good society. An analysis of theatre audience between 1630 and 1660 shows that they came from very different sections of the population, with very different kinds of background. There was le peuple et la cour, le courtisan et le bourgeois, les savants et le peuple. Even the lower sections of the people continued to go to the Hôtel de Bourgogne. Some chroniclers mention shop assistants, page boys, and very often lackeys. These people mainly went to see farces for a good laugh, or vilain bouffonnerie, and they were only mildly interested in tragedy. They behaved badly and talked all the time, if they were not whistling or shouting. Soldiers would, on the slightest pretext, draw their swords and interrupt the performance. But there is a curious account by Loret, which also lists ambassadors, presidents of assemblies, dukes' ladies, bankers, merchants, bourgeois women, and soubrettes. Soubrette is a new word for me, I shall have to look that up. Merchants, in particular, seem to have been represented in large numbers. Drapers and haberdashers of the Rue Saint-Denis, big dealers on the Paris market, all affected to be enlightened lovers of the theatre. We are told of some 40 or 50 of them who, around 1660, would not miss the performance of a new play. 15 or 16 of them could even boast to have seen all the plays performed in Paris over the previous 30 years, and their opinions were listened to with respect. These bourgeois might book a box for their wives, but they themselves preferred to be down in the pit. It was the pit that decided the fate of a new play, its success or its failure. Not that section of it, of course, that was composed of the petit peuple, le menu peuple, the racaille, which, as Chapelain put it, passe en apparence pour le vrai peuple et qui n'est en effet que sa lie et que son rebut. But the bourgeois and the important traders, they had not read Aristotle and Scaliger, but as Abbé d'Aubignac would have put it, they lacked neither natural insight nor an inclination towards virtue. They were not conscious of all the implications of art, but they could sense them. Their good sense constituted a tribunal that made no mistakes. And I think I'll leave it there. That was a bit... sorry, my fault. It was a bit hit and miss in its relevance to anything we were doing or talking about. A little bit of theatrical social history with necessarily some French, most of which I think I understood. I hope you did too. I'll go and look at it and check that I did. Right. I'm waffling again. I'm going to stop talking. Wish you a very happy day, and lots of love to Evie if you should be in touch. And love to you, of course. Have fun, Rachel.